Denzel, you'll just be communicating via chats. I think chats will be okay at this time because I'm expecting a very big group today. So I decided to mute all of you. So the best way is if you're hearing me, just via chats. See, we are having around 86 people still joining. So I'm expecting a very big group today. So I decided to mute all of you. So just give me around 2 minutes to at least continue administering other students so that at least when the number will be 100 plus, we're going to start. Denzel, please assist me with the chats if I'm audible, and I want to share some documents so that we see if it's visible. You just say it's visible, or when I'm audible, just say I'm audible so that I can be able to get you from my end. I decided to mute all of you because last time we were having a class, I think people joining were really disturbing us. So I think we're having around 100 students. Let me see the chats. Yes, thank you very much, Kayamba, Denzel, thank you very much. Seth Juma, thank you. Sarah Sipora, thank you very much. So I think I don't want to waste much time. Just want to start immediately. Let me just share some work. The lecture notes so that we can continue. Just a minute. Just look for them. Thank you very much. I hope it's visible. I just want us, there's some part we forgot. I wanted us to at least remind ourselves because I know majority of you. Hope it's visible to everyone. Hope it's visible. Somebody can be able to. Hope it's visible. Chat section. Somebody can be able to. Yes, it is. Mercy Chemngeno, this particular course I told you the other time, and I'll repeat again. This particular course is a common course. It is done by EDA students. It is done by IT students. It is done by EDS students. It is done by criminology students. So it's a common course done by every student in the university. So this course is not done by only specific people. It's a common course, and I know you are taken through when you're doing orientation. You are taken through what the meaning of common course means. So common course is an exam done by all the students in the university, like the one you are doing, the course 100. That is the communication skills. That is a common course that you're supposed to be doing. So this one also is a common course. A common course. Yes, Denzel, I know some students might be locked out. I understand that. And what we'll do next class, I think will be two lecturers. So one lecturer will be taking group A. I've heard that the EDS and the EDS students have groups. So what we'll do, they will be using the groups for education students. So education arts will have two groups for education arts. So we'll have group A and group B. Then I'll be taking you through group A. Group A will be IT students, all the IT students, all the criminology students doing criminology, and then part of education arts students, that is group A. Then the other lecturer will be taking you through EDS, students doing business management, that is economics and the rest. So I told you the other time, we are still in discussions, but I decided to, because you hadn't started this particular course. So I saw the need for me to take you through, because kama mungeka, it could have been challenging. So I decided to take you through this particular course as the department prepares for the lecturer. Who will. So we will split you. We will split you. Denzel, don't worry. We will split you into even three groups. So don't worry. So as we move forward, everyone will know ako kwa group gani. So this first one will be group A. Group A, I'll require IT students, I'll require criminology students, I'll require students doing education arts. Part of students doing education arts and part of students doing education science. So we will split you, so don't worry. So this one is just so that we move forward. I'm seeing we have 100 participants. So as we move forward, I told you this is a very large group. So what happens is that I'm going to take you through for this week. Then from next week, we'll talk with the department so that we split you into two groups, so that the other lecturer will be taking you, and then I'll be taking the rest of the groups. So we'll continue for this particular lesson, because the group is big. So we'll just continue. Then from next week, we'll have two lecturers. Ours will remain Thursdays. Then the other lecturer, I think, will organize with their students. So we'll have two groups. That's why I'm preparing a list of students who attended the first class. So that one can be group A. Then the other lecturer will create his own group, so that it will be group B. I think that is sorted, Denzel. So I think, I don't know if it will admit more students, because we have reached 100. Okay, let us start. Please, again, that person who is editing, please stop doing that. I think I've not given any person controls. I've not given any person, so let me please just allow us to don't start writing again. So let me just clear the screen. So don't start again, please, as we move forward. You know, if I know who is doing this, it will be a disciplinary case. Please don't do that. Let the other students learn. Okay, I want to take you very fast. And don't leave that term electronic. Electronic, programmable machines that receives inputs, stores, manipulates data, and provides output in a useful format. So this is a diagram showing basic hardware components of a computer. This is a diagram showing the basic hardware components of a computer. We have the screen, the one that have this where the cursor is, the screen. We have the monitor. We have the speaker. We have the microphone. We have mouse. And I told you the other time, we have different types of mouse. We have optical mouse. We have ergonomic mouse. We have a flexible mouse. So we have very many types of mouse, and we'll look at that when we're looking at computer hardware. Then we have the keyboard. That is the keyboard. Then we have the speaker, another speaker. Then we have the system unit. This term system unit, normally students do confuse a lot. We have two terms here. We have CPU. CPU is the central processing unit. And then we have the system unit. So system unit is normally the overall term. Normally students normally confuse between system unit and the CPU. So this is the system unit. So those are the basic hardware components of a computer. The basic ones that you'll see that are visible. Ukiingia kwa lab, computer lab, these are the things you're going to see. Basic hardware components. Then we have other components that are inside a system unit. These which I'm highlighting here, the one that the cursor is moving, the system unit. The system unit has several components in it. One of the components is a fan. A fan is present in the system unit. We have expansion slots for the RAM. We have a hard disk. Then we have the electronic circuitry. Electronic circuitry of the computer. So expect this as the visual. This one is the visible hardware components of a computer. This is the part that I think when we were introducing, we didn't take much time. So these are the hardware components of a computer. Then something to note. The modern computers are electronic and digital. Look at this one. I told you that at the time. Modern computers are electronic and digital. The actual machinery, which is the wires, the transistors, and the circuits, is called hardware. Very common question in exam. Briefly define the term hardware. Briefly define the term hardware. Hardware is the actual machinery which comprises of the wires, the transistors, and the circuits in a computer system. Then we have the instructions and data, which are called software. Another term which you can be able to use, and I think I told the IT students when we were having a class with them, I told them that software is several programs combined, or instructions. When you combine several programs or instructions, you get the term software. So that's a software. And I know most of you are using phones there. The phones you're using, we have various softwares that are present in those phones. So a software is a collection of several programs. So I think you have pens, notebooks. So please write software. Software is a collection of several programs. Software is a collection of several programs. Then hardware, you write hardware. Hardware is the actual machinery. Hardware is the actual machinery. Hardware is the actual machinery which comprises of wires, transistors, and circuits. Wires, transistors, and circuits. So that is the definition of hardware and software. Then I think we saw these advantages of computers and the disadvantages. So I want you to draw this particular figure that you're seeing. This one illustrates more what software and hardware means. So you can be able to draw this particular diagram. And to note, there's somebody, the definition of hardware. Denzel, I'll repeat the definition of hardware. Hardware, let us go back to that particular hand, so that at least you can be able to get what hardware is. Let me go back. I think there's one student who was asking the definition of hardware again. Just a moment. There's no problem. I'll take you through again. It's here. Let me repeat again what hardware means. Normally, hardware, some people describe it as the tangible components of a computer. But I normally don't like explaining in such a way. They normally say that hardware is the tangible components of a computer system. But hardware, the best explanation is hardware is the actual machinery. Hardware is the actual machinery which comprises of wires, transistors, and circuits. So I hope you have noted that, Denzel. Hardware is the actual machinery which comprises of wires, transistors, and circuits. You can add in a computer system. You can add that term in a computer system. Hope you are now clear. Then there's the diagram I wanted you to at least go, just sketch it. So I wanted to say this. When you say software, definition of software is it is a collection of several programs. It's a collection of several programs. That was the definition we defined that way. Then I want to describe this term known as programs again, and I think I talked about it the first class. What is a program? A program is a set of instruction. Programs is a set of instructions that enables a computer system to perform a specific task. It's a set of instructions that enables a computer system to perform a specific task. I hope that's clear. Software is a collection of several programs. Then when you describe a program, it is a set of instructions that enables a computer system to perform a specific task. Then we have types of softwares. Just write somewhere types of softwares so that you don't confuse. Types of softwares before you draw that. We have two types of softwares. We have application software. And we have system software, application software and system software. So after writing the types of softwares, you draw this particular diagram. This diagram shows system software and application software. Some of the components of application software are computer games, and I know several of you normally, sometimes when you're tired, you normally play some games. So that is an application software. Games, computer games, spreadsheets, this is Excel, word processor, Okay, somebody is saying I'm too fast. Let me just repeat again. Types of softwares. We have two types of softwares. We have the application software and the system software. Those are two types of softwares. Then under application software, under application software, we have examples of, under application software, you write examples of application software. We have computer games, we have spreadsheets, we have word processors, we have database, and lastly, internet browsers. Those are types, examples of application softwares. Then system softwares, examples of system softwares. The main example, the main system software is operating system, and utilities. Those are the main system softwares. Then hardware, which Denzel asked, I told him that is the actual machinery of a computer system. So the hardware is, examples are the CPUs, the disks, the mouse, the printer. Those are hardware components. And we saw from the diagram. So I hope you've drawn this particular diagram, and don't worry, I will share again the notes. I think I'm seeing some of you are having issues with the internet. I've seen that. I think 2 students are having issues with internet. What I'll do, I'll be able to share the notes after this particular lecture. I hope you have taken note on the 2 types of softwares. I've told you softwares, we have 2 types of softwares. We have the application software and the system software. Then we have the hardware, which is the actual machinery of the computer system. So this one was just to remind ourselves, about that. We talked about data, we talked about information. I want us to repeat that. Then there's this question that came from the assignment, classification of computers. And I think most of you were getting right, the classification of computers. We have 3 most common methods of classification. We can classify computers. I don't want you to write this because most of you have them. And I think most of you got this question right. Computers can be classified in many ways. We have 3 most common classification: by physical size, by purpose, and by functionality. Those are the 3 most common methods of classification. So don't ever confuse. Those are classification of computers. We classify computers according to their physical size, according to their purpose, and according to their functionality. So according to size and processing speed, we have the mainframe computers, the mini computers, microcomputers, and supercomputers. A word of caution to students. In a university setup, normally After lectures, the lecturers normally set examinations and continuous assessment tests. These continuous assessment tests and examination are set according to the examination regulations and guidelines in the university. So we normally set questions according to Bloom's taxonomy. There's something known as Bloom's taxonomy. We normally set questions according to Bloom's taxonomy. What happens is that you'll find a question saying, briefly explain the term computer. Briefly explain the term computer. So when you find such a question, you elaborate what a computer is and maybe the functions of a computer. Then there's a question saying, list, be very cautious, list computers that are classified according to size and processing speed, processing power. List the types of computers classified according to size and processing speed. When you hear such a question list, you list them this way, the way I've listed them. You see the way the ones are highlighted. That is the answer. You list them, just listing them. You list mainframe computer, mini computer, microcomputer, and supercomputer. But when you get a question saying, describe classification of computers in detail. Describe classification of computers in details. What you do, you state that computers can be classified into 3: physical size, purpose, and functionality. Then you go to physical size and explain more. I was seeing a lot of questions, a lot of students writing. That question was generation of computers. Briefly explain the generation of computers. A lot of students failed. I think half of the students failed that particular question. Why? People were just listing generation 1, generation 2, generation 3, generation 4, generation 5. And then they are leaving the question just that one. When I say briefly explain, you explain. You say generation 1. Which year was computers in generation 1? Yes, Ezekiel, I think you can chat. We were using chats. When I unmute all of you, mtaleta shida hapa. Just chat. I'm seeing the Zoom group chat. Any question you just post it there, I'll answer it. So I was saying that when you look at, when you find a question saying describe, you describe. You don't just list them. There are two different, I think most of you know. When a question, you find a question saying list, and when you find a question saying describe, those are two different questions. Okay, so we are remaining with 10 minutes. We are remaining with 10 minutes. I think Eddie Lunda knows 1949 to 1959. That's good. Vincent Cheria, check your audio. Check your audio. I think from my end, I am seeing majority of the students here. I said types of generation. State the types of generation. It's supposed to be state types. State the generation of computers. State the generation of computers. And I think this was just to it's about just to, it's a wake-up call. And I think as we move forward, we are going to get that. So please don't ask a lot of questions, because we are not going to continue with the lecture. Eddie Lindu is asking, what is the difference between motherboard and system unit? Motherboard is a component inside a system unit. A motherboard is a component inside a system unit. So I think I'll answer that, and I think we'll move. So classification of computers, we are classifying them according to physical size, purpose, and functionality. I think that I'm clear. Classification according to size and processing power, we have the mainframe computer, mini computer, microcomputer, and supercomputer. This is just a repetition. This is just a repetition of what we got. What we got. I think I don't dwell much on question, because when you go to so much to questions, I think we'll lose the focus. I'll send you the feedback tomorrow. The drop in. You'll get the feedback tomorrow of that particular task I gave you. So we move forward. That is supercomputers. Look at the diagram. Okay, I said state. Okay, I'll revisit the questions. But I think some students were elaborating well. They were saying first generation of computers, they were putting the year, and then they were stating the features that were present in that particular generation. I'll be able to look at it. Seth Juma and I think Boaz Okumu, don't worry. I've noted that. I'll look at it again. So let us continue. Supercomputers. These, as the name supercomputer specifies, that these are the most powerful computers, even more powerful than the mainframe. I think that is the diagram. You can be able to see the diagram of supercomputers. I'll send the notes. Don't worry. I'll send the notes. Mainframe computers, they are very powerful, large computers. You can get the idea of its power as it can handle processing of many users at a time. Well, there's this term in computing known as multitasking. Yeah? Multi-programming, performing several programs at the same time. You will get the feedback tomorrow. I will send the class reps. Education arts, IT students, I'll send them the class reps. The class reps will share with you. So don't get worried, I'll share with you. Mercy. So that's mainframe. We go to which one? That is the mainframe. That is an example that you look at that diagram. Then we have mini computers. They are powerful computers. These computers came into existence in 1960s. I think I explained. Please, we lose focus. Let us not deal with the assignment. We lose focus. Mini computers, they are very powerful. These computers came into existence in the 1960s. At the time, mainframe computers were very costly. They are used to automate process in manufacturing industries, on production line, and also as autopilots in aeroplanes. That's a diagram of mini computers. I think microcomputers, these are PCs, are the smallest in size, cheapest, and slowest compared to the three types. Then we have further classified into three categories. Desktop computers, that's a desktop computer. They are the most common, but because they are relatively cheaper than other microcomputers, they are called desktop computers because they're usually placed on a table or a desk. Then we have notebooks and laptops. They are portable PCs and more expensive compared to desktops. And I think Denzel is using. Let me admit more students as we move forward. Denzel, I think, is using a laptop. So that's an example of that's a diagram showing a mini pocket laptop. Denzel, I think we are remaining with some few minutes. That is 3 minutes. What happens is that when it elapses again, we'll log in again. Hopefully this time around, hamtapatikana nje. because I think maximum for Zoom is 100. So make sure that when the time elapses, you log in as soon as possible. So we have the PDS, the palm top computers. This one is a mobile device that functions as a personal information manager. Then there's this question. I think I asked this question the IT students. This question I asked the IT students. A mobile phone is regarded as a computer because the one I've highlighted. Those are the answers. Why is a mobile phone? You write somewhere. I think we're remaining with 3 minutes. You can be able to write this. You can be able to write this. You can be able to write this. Why is a mobile phone regarded as a computer? Because it has a display screen. Write this, please. It has a keyboard. It has memory. It is programmable. And lastly, it is electronic. Very common question in exam. Why are mobile phones regarded as computers? Because it has a display screen, it has a keyboard, it has memory, it is programmable, and lastly, it is electronic. Advantages of laptops, computers. Advantages of laptops. Advantages of laptops. The main advantage is, let me admit those so that you don't confuse. Thank you. Advantages of laptops, they are portable. Laptops are designed to withstand most of rigors of travel. So ruggedness, that is when you're traveling, it goes hand in hand with the word portable. Their display, the active color screen show sharper, clearer images which prevent eye strains. Then the power laptops batteries serve as built-in uninterruptible power supply. So you realize that you can be able to use a laptop more than 30 minutes. You can be able to use a laptop not more than 30 minutes. It's past it's past 30 minutes. Let's say 1 hour. Good laptops 1 hour up to 2 hours. Some can go even up to 3 hours, depending on the laptop. So please, the time in Asia, what happens is that we are going to log in again. The 1 minute is elapsing, then it logs us off, then we log in again. Let me just stop sharing so that we log in again. So it's going to log us off. Just a minute, then So I think it's something that I've noted. I'm going to really work hard, Denzel, so that at least we can have more than two lecturers, so that we can split you into three groups. Because now, if COVID continues, we are going to continue with the online classes. And online classes now, Zoom is restricting us to only 100 participants. So when it reaches 100, there is no more admitting of students. So it's a challenge, and I know we have education students here. Students are very many. Those students doing education arts are around 262. So you can imagine, even education peke yake tukisema tukuwe na class, they have to split into two groups. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge that I think we need to address it. So we will require more than 3 lecturers in this particular case, so that everyone can be. But I've seen, I'm happy. I'm happy with the way you students are very eager to learn. Patience, I'm seeing patience. I'm seeing Alfie. I'm seeing Denzel there. I'm seeing Franklin. I'm seeing Armstrong, I'm seeing Sarah, Ida is there, Albert Simiu. I'm very happy, and I'm very happy. Michelle Mugono is joining us, Mercy Chemieno. That is very good. I think at Fidelis, I'm seeing you, Sylvia, Karen Simiu, very many students. We are around at the moment, it's around 88 students. 88 students. Yeah, I think as we move forward. So let's continue. I think we'll continue. I don't want us to waste a lot of time. I don't want us to waste a lot of time. Let me just continue and share. So again, I'll repeat again. I hope it's visible, not audible. It's visible. I hope it's visible. If it's visible, please somebody can chat there. Zoom group chat. Tell me if it's visible. Somebody can say if it's visible. That we continue. Is it visible? Yes, it's visible. Thank you very much, Sarah Armstrong. Thank you very much. Is it? Yes, it's visible. Denzel, check well. Majority are saying it's visible. Or open it. Let me see. Yep. Was it's visible? Please check. Denzel, check. Yes, it's visible. It's visible. Are you seeing anything on the screen, Denzel? Very clear, Ezra? Not clearer? It's visible. Please, the one I've highlighted, I hope it's visible. A mobile is regarded as a computer because it has a display screen, it has a keypad, it has memory. Oh, I've not opened. Denzel? Let me just repeat again. Let me just stop sharing. Let me stop, then let me just share again so that at least